Welcome to the show, ladies and gentlemen. Today we got a special guest, Mr. Luke Ruger.
What up with it? What up with it?
What's up, man? How you doing, man?
Man, I'm just cool, man. Appreciate y'all for having me.
All right, man. I know why you're here. You know, we're going to get to that, but I want to start from the beginning.
Right.
And I want to go back
Right.
to childhood. So, you from Macon? Born and raised?
Yeah. West Macon, Georgia. Unionville to be exact, by way of Oglethorpe Homes.
Okay. You growing up with both parents or single parents?
Nah.
Siblings?
Yeah. Kind of the baby.
How many siblings?
Two sisters. Well, I actually got two more on my dad's side that I ain't, didn't never really get to meet. He was around to maybe I was about 5 or 6. He disappeared. I really never got to see him again.
So, you say you grew up single parent. How was it though? How was life, without, after 5 or 6 without him?
Well, I wasn't old enough to really be able to understand the father experience, to get the father experience, you know what I mean? So it was kind of like one day he was here, the next he was gone, and, that was just that on that. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Mom made sure, we were straight. So for the most part, we just kept it moving.
Okay. So, how soon you started, get into the streets and everything?
I think my folks relocated to Oglethorpe Home. We stayed in the Pleasant Hill community. Project called Mount Homes. I ended up getting into a little this and that. Made a couple trips to that juvie, the little RYDC down there or whatever. I ended up relocating. We relocated to Oglethorpe Homes, and
okay. How old were you when you made your trips to RYDC?
About as early as like 12.
What kind of charges?
Simple batteries and shit, like jumping on my, you know what I'm saying, fighting little shit like that. The basic. But by the time I moved to Oglethorpe, I ended up running to a couple of homies that I knew from over that way. And I got to know some of them, and like them like way more advanced than the dudes I was used to. You know what I mean? And
when you say more advanced, like what?
Like they was getting into, you know what I mean? Like they was already, the little was hanging around the big homies already. You know what I'm saying? So it was like a different atmosphere from what I had come from. Like when we was running around burglary, breaking in folks, fighting and doing these, like even the young, they was hustling. You know what I'm saying? And they were getting showed the way by the older homies. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't used to that. So, that was a lot different for me.
Okay. So at some point though, you started gang bang. When that came along?
Well, that came along around the Oglethorpe area, you know what I'm saying? I think I took another trip to the juvie, to the Augusta on YDC. I did like 12 months. And by the time I came home, let's say this was actually it was going on before. I didn't get involved till maybe about 96. You know what I'm saying? And it was in full swing then when I came home from the Augusta YDC and was active. You know what I'm saying? I f***ed around and a lot of I already knew for Oglethorpe because you had from different areas. You know what I'm saying? But it was crippling. You know what I mean? And I ended up, the first time I went to the county jail, I was already affiliated. And one of my homies was like, man, you might as well get down. And, I was like, I'm with it. And it just went from there.
Okay, so how you got on?
Quote. Quote session, took my 12, and that's just that on that.
Okay. So at some point you started to rap.
Yeah. I always kind of had a passion for the music, you know what I'm saying? Going back to begin when I first moved to Oglethorpe, it was, a couple of the older homies. I used to hear them rapping, you know what I'm saying? And with me already with the music, having a love for the music, it was like, it was crazy because these are that I know, you know what I'm saying, doing the same that I hear on the radio, you know what I'm saying, saying on jukebox way back then, you know what I mean? And so, I was vibing with that. And I started venturing with it on my own.
How old were you when you fell in love with it?
I maybe it was about 15. But it was just for fun. You know what I'm saying? I didn't feel like my personality was built for that because I knew what came with it. You know what I mean? So it was like I did my thing, and it was nothing I was trying to pursue. It's something that I just enjoyed doing. Niggas will get together, have little ciphers, freestyle, go back and forth. You know what I'm saying? I put my in, and that was pretty much it.
So it went serious?
Nah, not at all.
Okay. So, okay. But at some point, it becomes serious.
Once I met Pookie Loc, we had already met each other on the turf, a couple times. We were familiar with each other, but it was.
So when did you meet him?
I met Loc around 97.
How old were you?
I think at this point I'm like 19. Yeah, I'm 19. I was 19 at the time. And
how was it? What you thought of him?
Loc was a G. Loc was a real. You know what I mean? It was a cool, and we just vibed instantly. And he was down. He had to cut a case or whatever. He was fighting the case, and I was down on some other. I think on some probation violation type. And my homie Mad Dog, he was like, man, you need to get over there where Pookie Loc at. Y'all get together, he be rapping.
So you met him in the county?
Mad Dog, that's when we actually got together and was able to vibe and, you know what I'm saying, and build on that music.
So you had already met him on the street?
Yeah, we was already cool from the turf.
Yeah.
But, like, he was rapping, you know what I'm saying? He already had, like, tapes out and you know what I'm saying? Like, he had songs that was like hood bangers. You know what I mean? He had one joint called Mafia. Another one called 1 Point for the Blue Team. You know what I mean? But me, I rap, but like I wasn't doing no shit like that. I wasn't recording no shit like that. You know what I mean?
Okay, so your homie Mad Dog put y'all together in jail.
Yeah, and we clicked, and he was telling me that he had an idea for a group called Locust Lifestyle. And I was like, whoa. And he came.
So that was the first name. Y'all didn't have to sit and come up with names.
Now, Cuz already had that. That was already something Cuz had been building on. He hadn't already thought that up. He had a vision for that. You know what I mean? So that's when he brought it to me, and it was perfect. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what we were doing. That's the lifestyle we were living. So it made all the sense.
So how old were you at the time when y'all decided y'all gonna form the group?
This was 21, because it was like in 99. No, I was 20. It was in 98. Because I think Cuz had to go sit down for like a year. You know what I'm saying? And during this time, we had to lay everything out. We had, he had that he had been working on. I was telling him that I had been working on. You know what I'm saying? And we would spend, going back and forth with what we had. And we was like, yeah, I could do something for this. And, you know what I'm saying? We just mixed and matched what we had. And honestly, at the time, I was like, okay, cool. But I still wasn't taking it serious until we got out. You know what I'm saying? Because he kept beating that shit in my head. You know what I mean? And to the point where I'm like, I started believing it. You know what I mean? Yeah.
So at that time, it's just you and him?
Right.
So y'all get out, it's you and him. What happened? What happened from there?
So I went to thinking about how could it make it easier? All right, at the same time, Lowdown is down too on some. You know what I'm saying? And
So he locked up with y'all.
Yeah, but he's like on another side of the jail. But when we got out and he continued to, you know what I'm saying, through us communicating, he was like, man, cuz, when I get out, we're going to do this. I went to thinking like, all right, it'll be cool if we could add a third member. You know what I'm saying? And I was thinking about it. And I knew Lowdown, too, from Pleasant Hill. We went to elementary school together. You know what I'm saying?
So he didn't know Lowdown, just you?
Yeah, he knew him. He knew who he was. You know what I'm saying? And I brought it to him. It was like, yeah, cuz was cool. And I reached out to Lowdown, and he was with it. And just went from there. And once all this was out, we kind of met up, laid down the game plan, and just hit the ground with it.
So this is 1999 or 98?
Right. This is 99.
1999.
All us on the turf.
So now y'all out hitting the streets,
yeah,
hitting the clubs.
Yeah, we hitting the clubs.
Trying to get a deal.
Yeah, we jumping off in any kind of little showcases or whatever. We smashed all them, and we ended up winning some studio time or whatever. And we shot downtown to this old studio, a historic spot actually, Capricorn Records. It's what Otis Redding was signed to. We was down there. Well, the first producer we met, R.I.P. John Amos, and we sat in with him, and he cooked up some stuff, and we took it. We came back like 2 days later and dropped like the first 2 songs, which actually took off, a song called How You Want It, and it was on from there.
Okay, so you do that, then what happened?
It was time, the grind. You know what I'm saying? We got out, beating the streets, getting the music out there. My homeboy Scrap, he hit me and told me, like, man, I got you something. And I pulled up on him on the Mad Block, and they had a CD burner. This CD time, you know what I'm saying, around that time.
You pull up on him where?
I pull up on him in the hood, on Madden Avenue, Mad Block.
Okay.
Right, Madden Avenue, Mad Block.
Okay.
So when I pull up on him, he was like, cool, I got you a CD burner. If I was, like I know, you'll get in here, press them CDs up and get that money. Yeah, so what I did, I posted up down there with them where they were hustling at, and all day I sat and burnt those CDs, and we pressed them up and we got out and got that bread.
Okay, so you got out and you selling CDs out the trunk?
We hustling out the trunk at the time. Right.
Okay, so how long this go on before you start trying to get a deal? Before you?
I say this little first, we put an EP together. We got that rolling. That did real well. So I think it was like this going into 2000. We came up here and got into a competition at the Atrium. We came out on top right here. We met a couple people, and that's when we was like, man, I think it's about time we need to start working on new. But in the midst of that, my homeboy Gangsta Dre, we were trying to figure out where to go with it because like we only knew that one producer. You know what I'm saying? And he was dealing with so many people. We was looking for a certain sound, but we didn't know what it was yet. You know what I'm saying? But as we continued to deal with him, we decided we need to get our own. You know what I'm saying? So Dre had stepped us and was like, hey, come slide with me. And him and Pookie we went Bill Harden, and we had went and scooped up a whole bunch of equipment, everything we needed for our own spot. You know what I'm saying? And which allowed us to be able to record how we wanted to, as much as we wanted to, when we wanted to, you know what I mean? So that's what we did.
Okay. But at some point, you guys meet Young Jeezy, either meet him when he's Lil J, or you meet him later
that's
on.
What I really didn't know that. I really didn't know that.
Okay,
personally, I knew Kinky.
Okay,
Kinky was my homie.
That's what I want to get to. Okay. At some point, a situation about a deal comes up.
Yeah, we wasn't looking for it at the time because like we were still going through, you know, our own individual. You know what I'm saying? It was like
we
kept getting our own way. So it was like I had went down again for a probation violation. When I get out, my man Maul, he stepped to me and was like, "Hey man, I need to holler at you. The boy been looking for you. Been trying to get in contact with y'all." And I was like, "Who the hell are them boys?" And he whipped out his phone and we were dialing. And then he was like, "Oh, hey, shit, I got loot right here." And handed me the phone and it was kinky. You know what I'm saying?
So at the time, what level are they at?
This is right around the time Streets is Watching was out. Streets is Watching was out.
So he hotter than fish grease.
Right. I didn't know this because, mind you, I've been sitting in the, you know what I'm saying? I've been down bad. You feel what I'm saying?
What you mean
I'm
you
in
didn't
jail.
know? So you didn't know that
last time I seen him,
Lil
like,
J
he was still
became Young Jeezy?
No, not at the time. Not at the time.
So you missed it?
I kind of missed all that. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah. So, because he said, them boys, I'm like, who are them boys? He like Jeezy. I'm like, Jeezy. He like, man, Lil J. I'm like, what? And, yeah, so me and Kink talked. And Kink had slid down from Atlanta to Macon and pulled up on me. And I rode with him because at the time, Pookie hadn't got up again. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of just me and Lowdown out here. But we, once again, in between albums and trying to figure out, we need to come up with some new material. You know what I'm saying? But, you know what I'm saying? Cuz jammed up, we got to do something. You know what I'm saying?
What year is this?
This is like 04. This is like 04. Okay, so with Pookie being down, I had a couple people I knew up in the city or whatever. So I was going out recording my own, you know what I'm saying, whatever. And but yeah, I ended up talking to Kink or whatever, and he was telling me that he wanted to sign us. I hung out, I pulled up and hung out a couple times, kind of peeping the scene or whatever, and I was letting them know, I was like, man, we might need to consider with these dudes. So
you met with King?
Yeah, because Cuz was down.
Yeah, he was locked up.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so after with him a little while, I was telling Lowdown this might be the move we need to make. You know what I'm saying? I'm seeing it with my own eyes. You know what I'm saying? And so Lowdown ain't always the most agreeable one. You know what I'm saying? Lowdown is more like he want to know details. He always want to know.
He the Ice Cube out the butt.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, so what are you saying?
He's like, shit. At the end of the day, Cub was like, shit, what kind of check these niggas finna cut? You know what I mean? Cub was wondering what kind of check these niggas finna cut.
So y'all passing messages to Pookie Loc at the time?
Pookie, yeah, he cool with, but they knew who we was even before they had to migrate it up to Atlanta. Okay. You know what I'm saying? We just didn't have no relationship. Like I said, Kink was my homie, but we didn't really have no relationship with them because they had their own shit going on with the Young Guns Entertainment shit. But that shit, that shit went sideways, and that's when they kind of made they move or whatever. You know what I'm saying? You never really heard nothing else about that shit. But
okay, so you meet with King,
right?
And you let Lowdown know what's going on,
right?
Y'all keeping Pookie Loc in the loop,
right?
Okay, so what happened after the meeting?
Loc feeling good about it. So when Loc finally got out, I think it was like Christmas of 04. They came down, and that's when we kind of all got to fuck with them as a unit. You know what I'm saying? And we just kept politicking. At the same time, we still trying to figure out what is we gonna do? What is we looking for out of this? You know what I'm saying? Eventually, okay, Trap It Out hits. You know how that turned out. And they finally they were ready to move forward with it. And
so when Trap It Out hit, was that a good thing for y'all, or what did it do?
It kind of it made it seem like it for me. It just was like, regardless, it made me think about, okay, as long as Locust Lifestyle was on Locust Lifestyle needed to get on the same page as far as how we wanted to move forward. Because as long as we was on the same page, then I just looked at it as some kind of way we could benefit from the situation. You know what I mean? And so, right. So okay, fast forward, here we is in May. He had a show in May. Dog came back down in May. And that's when he kind of announced
Young Jeezy had a show in May?
Yeah.
May of 2005?
Yeah, this 5.
Okay.
So
beginning of May?
Yep. Beginning of May. And that's when he made it official that, hey, I want to introduce y'all to my new group. He let them know, we telling them, we signing.
Okay, so y'all spoke with him early May and discussed signing the deal.
Yeah, and
so the deal for everybody, for all the viewers watching, I want this to be clear. So the deal was already discussed and was already in.
It was in play.
It was in play.
Yeah, the situation was already in play. We actually, Lowdown was supposed, okay, that night we got on the tour bus with them and we bailed out. Lowdown didn't make it because he had some personal shit going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's when we pulled out. We left. I think we hit a couple of cities with cars or whatever. And we came back. He shot the video for, he was supposed to be shooting that video for, and then what? That Wednesday. And then that situation with Pookie Loc occurred that Tuesday.
May 10th, 2005.
Right.
Okay. What the events, okay, you said y'all went to a couple of shows, and what I know the people want, the viewers want me to ask you is, was there any discussion like about that situation? Like
I don't know nothing about nothing as far as that concerned. But like I said, I don't see Pookie Loc going nowhere trying to strong on. Why would you bust a move like that when you with the niggas with the bread and we got a situation? Do that make sense? You feel me?
You didn't have no communication with him. When the last time you spoke to him?
We had went to a club, my nigga, and cuz said he was finna bust a move and do his thing. He had a bitch or some shit like that. I'm at the room with one of the other homies, and that was just that on that.
So the next thing you hear is you get a phone call that something has happened.
Yeah, cuz never came back.
And so how was that when you got that phone call?
Shit, that was the worst. That was my best boy. Like, that was my nigga. That was my cousin. That was my brother. And then, like, to hear these niggas slander my nigga name, like,
We're going to get to that, but tell me, like, when you got that call, like, what was going through your mind? Like, how you processed that?
I heard, all right, it was supposed to, when we realized where the area where the bitch was supposed to be, we went out and looked in that area, and I actually found cuz.
You was the person that found him?
Right.
What's going through your mind? So on May 10, 2005, a very unfortunate incident happened.
Very unfortunate.
Where your best friend get taken away.
Yeah. Pookie Loc, man, my nigga lost his life. What I will say is I'm the one that found, I ended up finding him. But that's all I'm gonna speak on about that.
All right, well, let me ask you this then. When you heard the rumors about it was about a record deal, how that made you feel knowing that y'all already had the other deal in place?
Like, it it don't make no sense. Like, how could you be, damn. Like, if you got a deal already in place, a situation already in place, like, why would you put yourself on the line Like, it just boiled down to motherfuckers don't be knowing what they be talking about. You know what I mean? And slander.
Let me ask you this. What about the dissing, man? When you start hearing the dissing, how you felt?
It was crazy because, like, a nigga really ain't got shit to say about my nigga. Pookie Loc was a real nigga. You know what I'm saying? And I was caught in between finding a way to clap back. You know what I mean? After hearing that shit so much, you know? And it really, I just feel like, to a certain extent, motherfucker ain't able that shit to go on. You know what I mean?
What you mean when you
Like,
say?
after all the attacks and niggas taking shots at my nigga, like I just said, we was in a situation. You know what I'm saying? We rocking with a nigga that they saying my nigga went to bat for. And we ain't heard, like, we ain't heard nothing. You know what I'm saying? And that's unfortunate as well. You know what I mean? But
What you mean you ain't hear nothing? You ain't get a phone call, you ain't get...
nah, it's like when you hear the fuck nigga Coochie, as I like to call him. You know what I mean? Saying the shit that he say. And here we over here with your boy Big Snow. Like, I don't understand why, or at least put me in position to do what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? To clear my nigga name, to speak on my nigga name, and let nigga know what type of nigga Loc really was. You feel what I'm saying? And it was like all the moves I was trying to make, like, I'm pushing, I'm out here grinding far as like with my music and shit, but I ain't getting no push, I ain't getting no support from my team. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, that made me feel away.
Why you don't think you got any support? He still was rocking with your hood.
Shit. So he say.
I mean, they was with him.
Yeah.
You seen them. They was with him.
I was there.
So
But
you
from my standpoint, it was like I'm just still buying time, waiting for my opportunity to come to fruition. You feel what I'm saying? To materialize. But you know what I'm saying? Other events transpired which derailed that.
So let me ask you this: after May 10th, did you have any more contact with Jeezy?
Oh yeah, I stayed down. Cause Cuz stepped to me and was like, look, man, we gonna try to keep this shit moving. Cause he was talking about fucking with me on some solo artist shit. You know what I'm saying? I lived in Atlanta with him. All the way up until like 2011.
You did any songs?
I did a solo mixtape. Kinky, it was like he came to me with a situation with one of the other artists from CT, Big Dank, and another one of my niggas from
what
the
year
Mac.
was this?
This is like '07.
So you was with Jeezy from 2005,
Right,
all the way up until 2011,
right.
and you didn't drop any albums.
Shit, not no albums. Did anybody really?
So what was going on during that time?
Shit, cause your guess is good as mine. Like, it was like at a standstill. And I'm still caught up in my mind thinking like, damn, would it be good for me to leave right now? You know what I'm saying? I'm in a good situation. I'm thinking, you know what I'm saying? But I ain't have no motion. You feel what I'm saying? And I was kind of torn between, should I stay, should I go? You know what I'm saying? Would it be the best move for my career? Would I go back to square one? You know what I'm saying? And it just had me, I was indecisive about the whole thing.
So during that time period, though, Gucci Mane steady releasing songs, and this, you know, nobody.
Right.
So I mean.
Right.
What was the temperature like amongst the crew?
Like, the temperature was high amongst the crew. You know what I'm saying? But that's street shit. You know what I'm saying? The other homies around, them niggas didn't rap. You know what I'm saying? I was the rapper. I just didn't have a platform.
anytime did you ever, while you was around Jeezy, did you ever see Gucci?
Man, we crossed paths with them niggas a couple of times. But dude, Houdini. You know what I'm saying? 1 minute he here, the next minute he gone. He do all that talking, but like that nigga is not the nigga that he built himself up to be. It's been occasions where that nigga been in the same building we been in, and he was out of there just as fast as he came in. And that's real shit. He lied to his fans. He got niggas thinking that he boogeyman. And they done went for that shit.
Okay, so, you know, I know you also came here to address the elephant in the room, you know.
Where that?
You know, some of your homies.
Homies?
You know, yeah, your partners, your family, you know.
Who that?
From your hood. I ain't gonna call their names on camera. You know, they call me.
Yeah.
You know, and asked me about an interview. You know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, with Goldmouth.
Yeah.
You know, about concerns.
Who that?
Some things he said.
Goldmouth.
Yeah.
Man, let's get this clear.
And you know, the things he said. You know, he said that Jeezy didn't know Pookie Loc. Well, he said Jeezy didn't fuck with Pookie Loc. He said he didn't fuck with Pookie Loc. Right, and I want to get your feelings on that.
That nigga didn't even know Pookie Loc. Lil Mill.
Goldmouth.
First, let's get this clear though. That is not the nigga that Jay Jenkins was referring to in those songs. That's Lil Mill. You know what I mean? That is not Goldmouth, man. That man was in Chain Gang, man. That was Lil Mill. He always been Lil Mill. The same nigga that just did all that big, he ain't go to Chain Gang for no gangster shit. Yeah, like, nah. That nigga don't know Loc.
So he went down around Jeezy in the beginning?
Yeah, now, what I will say, he was a part of the Young Guns. You know what I'm saying? But that ain't the same. That's Lil J. That ain't the same nigga. You feel what I'm saying? That's not the same nigga.
So okay, let me ask you this. Okay, the side of the hood that Lil Mill from is a different side of the hood that you from.
Lil Mill from Duncan Block. We all the same, you know. You got blocks. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
They from Duncan Block. But that nigga he ain't never represented the C. He ain't never represented the set. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying he never did his thing, but he went that nigga. Like, he went out in the streets with us. He went to Chain Gang at a young age. You know what I mean? Can't speak on Loc. Like, and he painted a false picture, you know what I'm saying? That's a false narrative. You know what I'm saying? And I salute him for popping out, you know what I'm saying, hitting the ground running. But you coattailing yourself. You know what I mean? And while he out here, he clickbaiting, you know what I'm saying, clout chasing, but he out of pocket.
Okay, so do you feel like the statement he made wasn't true?
Totally false.
So did Jeezy know Pookie Loc?
Shit, not really like that. He got to know him. But the thing is, he said Jeezy didn't fuck with Pookie Loc. Like, and that's not an accurate statement. He was trying to do business with him. They reached out to us. I just told you. I had no idea what they had going on. We didn't know what them niggas had going on. They was in Atlanta. You know what I mean? That's crazy.
Okay, and what about the statement about Kingpin?
King, I didn't catch that. But the homie just kind of put me on there right there. Man, King was a real nigga as well. You feel what I'm saying? King was doing his thing out here in the streets. This nigga been gone a whole dub. You can't possibly know what a nigga had going on, man. He was a pup.
Okay, so for the viewers, the statement I'm talking about is when he say Kingpin went all around the world with Jesus and came back and was still in the hood.
Shit, dog left a nigga hanging. I don't know what went on between him and King that caused
when
him
you say dog, who is dog?
Jeezy, Jay Jenkins. Right.
He left King hanging?
What I'm saying is that I don't know what went on between them to cause them to go their separate way. You feel what I'm saying? But
do you feel like he should have been in the hood?
Who am I to say that?
So do you feel like the statement was true or false?
I can't say that's true. I can't say that's true. That's false. Because that's a grown man making his own decisions. King if he was in the hood, he was in the hood for a purpose. You know what I mean? And like who is he to say? The nigga clout chasing. When he's the sucker. Ain't this the same nigga that got out and was dick riding snow? A couple of weeks later, you was doing interviews or making videos saying G's ain't real, he ain't kept it real. And now you right back in pocket. That nigga. This the nigga we talking about. Like, make up your mind, cuz. Nigga's a fucking joke.
I want to ask you about something else. Not too long ago, a No Jumper interview came out with a guy, Young Throwback. And he claimed to be the trigger man now. How you feel about that?
Hey, it was two shooters.
He claiming that Pookie Loc, that Gucci didn't kill him.
I can't. I have no idea. I think they all suckers. I don't have no knowledge of any of it. You know what I mean?
I mean, after all these years, though, you know.
Yeah, like, it's crazy, right? It's like, goddamn. You got Deb, like, him and Deb must be in cahoots together. Because she made the statement first, then she Deb, Walker Mama. Yeah. She made the first statement, then, a couple of weeks later, shit, I'm going to get me some clicks off this. You know what I mean? I don't know the nigga. You know what I'm saying? And when motherfuckers send me shit like that, I might check out the first few minutes of it, and I did that shit. You know, I think they all clout chasers. You know what I mean? And they pretty bold to be speaking. You know what I'm saying? To be claiming, and it's like, what you doing? I don't get it. I don't get it.
So I want to ask you about this since I got you here. When you seen Jeezy on the verses,
man, cause like it's just sucker shit, you know. Far as that, like, he could have at least gave a nigga heads up if he considered that shit, and I don't know if he did. Maybe he did. Maybe he reached out to somebody and I don't know about it. You feel what I'm saying? But for you to do that, my nigga, that's a total slap in the face.
Why would he reach out to somebody other than you besides family member? I mean, you the group member, like you there with him, you finna do the deal.
But you had a whole team of niggas. Let me say this as well. Young Jeezy wouldn't be the nigga that he is today, with the reputation that he has today, without the niggas from West Macon, man. Without the niggas from the 12 gang, man. And them facts. You ain't never heard no fuck shit happen to Young Jeezy on that road. You ain't never heard about Young Jeezy getting robbed, getting his ass whooped, his crew getting punked the chunk. That was the team. That was us. That was the gang. And them facts. We got receipts. And you remove us from that situation, who knows what that nigga might be looking like today. We might be looking at that nigga a whole different way. So you could have reached out to somebody because I was done with that situation. You know what I'm saying? But, like, that ain't no real nigga shit. And then for me to look back and see that this clown-ass nigga, like, you sought that out. He sought that out. You know what I mean? They was asking him about a whole nother situation, him and Tip. You know what I mean? And this what you gunning for.
So you saying he wanted to do the verses.
You wanted that. And you went out there, you got what you wanted, and not only did you slap or give us, my hood, a big slap in the face with that, Man made you look like a whole hoe. You feel what I'm saying? But I take that back. You know what?
Hold on, let me ask you this. Do you think he just wanted to put the whole making everything about making behind him?
Yeah, shit, he did that. We ain't seen it since. I ain't heard nothing about it. Hey. Real nigga do real thing.
You still rap?
Yeah, I'm fucking around. I'm still out here grinding, cuz.
What you got new? What's in the works? What you got going on?
I just dropped my new album, Locust Lifestyle, the Book of Luke. It's out now on all platforms. I got a couple copies for y'all to check out. Yeah, it's banging right now. Doing pretty good.
What you want to shout out?
Hey, man.
Who you want to shout out?
I just want to shout out everybody who been supporting my campaign, man. You know what I mean? You know who you are. We ain't got to get into the name dropping, West making, East making, South making, Mac time shit. You know what I mean? If you know, man. Big 12 shit.
All right, it's a wrap. Appreciate you, man.